Happy Friday, Eric Bible with the Bible team at Neo Home Loans. Inflation week, it's come and gone. And fortunately, there were no surprises. Really leading into this print for Consumer Price Index, the all-important inflation data, there was a ton of nerves, ton of speculation, specifically around the sharp rise in oil and in turn gasoline in the month of July. And the fear was that we were going to see headline inflation shoot up significantly, and more importantly, the core reading was going to be rocked. Well, good news. Neither happened. Yes, we saw a small moderation, an uptick in the headline number, but it did not align with expectations. Markets were bracing for a 0.3 increase. We saw 0.2, bringing year over year inflation to 3.2 on the headline number. The core, which again, as we know, core is the all important measure that the Fed is looking at, that 2% target. Markets were anticipating it to remain equal as it was last month at 4.8, and we actually saw it decline to 4.7. Markets ultimately enjoyed this. We saw stocks rally yesterday in a big way. That rally is hopefully going to continue again today. Mortgage market really first interpreted it as great, and really as Thursday yesterday progressed, we saw some deterioration, and it's still unclear as to where that deterioration came from, because ultimately this was a win for the mortgage market. So it's something that we're still monitoring, and again, we'll actively communicate as we get that info. But for now, last week's high of 7.2%, we're now just a tick over 7%. Yes, I know it's not a 6. Yes, I know it's not a 5 or a 4 or a 3 or a 2, but any move down is a welcome relief. We're going to continue to run with it. So this really brings into question, what will the Fed do in September? And honestly, only the Fed knows. However, what Jerome Powell communicated extensively in the last press conference was inflation, 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 and jobs. We have two prints on inflation showing moderation, meaning what the Fed has done and doing from a monetary tightening policy, Fed rate increases, is working. We just got data as well that consumer debt, credit card balances has surpassed $1 trillion. Consumers are feeling it in their pocketbook, and in turn pulling back on what they're spending. Additionally, the labor market has become equally as important as inflation in the Fed's eyes. Last jobs report where, yes, unemployment decreased, we did not see the level of new jobs created that the market was bracing for. So again, it's showing and indicating that there are cracks forming in the labor market. And here, as we see unemployment increase, which again is devastating, the reality sinks in that the tightening that's occurred over the last year and a half almost is working. So there is a growing consensus that next month, September, when the Fed meets for their September meeting, they will likely not hike. However, time will tell. Fed futures, which ultimately is the betting of Wall Street on the probability of future rate hikes, has dropped almost 30% inside the last 24 hours. So again, good indication that we could be done in this rate hike cycle, but I'm not for forecasting. I'm not an expert in that regard, and I'm not a Fed member. So time will tell, but the case is being made based on Jerome Powell's comments himself, the committee's comments directly, that what we're seeing unfold before our eyes is making a very strong argument that the Fed can come back in September and say, look, we're going to continue to monitor this month by month, day by day, but for now, we're going to pause again and continue to watch and witness our actions flow through the market. So as this data continues to come forward, we will absolutely present. The unequivocal truth is that there is opportunity in this market right now for our buyers and sellers. The reality is home values continue to appreciate and demand is still there. We're still seeing and hearing and experiencing multiple offers and homes priced right selling over list. If you need help communicating this message to your client, we would love the opportunity to assist. Also, National Housing Survey is back for the month of August. I've included the link in the email. Please take 30 seconds to complete it. Incredibly valuable information that you can use for your clients as well. Once we have the results next week, I will share. But again, make it a fantastic Friday and even better weekend. And as always, we're here and happy to support you. Thank you.